going to continue this, and if you care to go back and get the other videos, of course you can. This is about Philip that I grew up with, and he's retired, or semi-retired from the ATF. This is me, and this is a long time ago. I thought he was a half-brother growing up. I was told about my kidnapping in '83 during a campaign. I was flown out to Larry Flint's, and I'll show that again. Excuse me, I hope this doesn't get deleted. Anyway, he actually told in there that I knew who was responsible for his shooting, and he mentioned Larry McDonald, U.S. Congressman, doctor at Piedmont Hospital I wrote about, Thomas Murphy, etc. It's the agents in there using mind control. And the person that shot Mr. Flint and killed his attorney was under mind control. But this is Phil. After I found out about my kidnapping and who my father is, King Edward VIII, 99-year seal on a total bunch of lies, nothing but lies. He was married to Georgia O'Keeffe's sister, Claudia, my mom, not to Wallace Simpson. This is a double. So you see, and my Uncle George, Elizabeth's father, who's illegal, monarch, helped with my kidnapping. Joe Kennedy was appointed ambassador to England by Roosevelt. He and the New World Order, which is the Jewish and etc., the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, the global government that's in place now, they're Freemasons. And by the way, Elizabeth and Charles are members, and they've been photographed there, and you can't get in. It's posted. So are the Clintons, Hillary and Bill Clinton. Okay, they were meeting George and Roosevelt in 39, the year I was born. So I was kidnapped, 99-year seal put on my father's illegal takedown. It wasn't even him that married Simpson. The twins, I've shown that on some of the others. I have to use the name Peggy Dempsey. I married Childers, so I used Childers, but they just blatantly marked through the months and the year and made it coincide with the ones that I'd grown up using, and that's illegal. On one of them, they didn't even change the year. So here's one of, just to show you what is going on. Timothy McVeigh even said they had a chip put up him, the Army, and he's dead. What I wanted to do, though, was I started thinking about Philip. I thought, my God, he just didn't fit in that family either. If they kidnapped me, and I know they did, what about him? Well, I'm going to say this, and I don't have any way to prove it. DNA would prove a lot of it if you get somebody to do it, a lab that wouldn't be afraid. But I wanted to, down at the FBI headquarters and on the phone, I thought I was talking to FBI agent Ken. Turns out I was talking to FBI agent, but it wasn't Michael Ken. But he told me on the phone, he said to me, he said, this is Michael Ken, special agent. And he said, I'm going to have to be gone for a while, but I'll be back, so hold on. To the phone, they're role-playing. When he came back, he says, I'm also Helms, Helms, as in Richard Helms, CIA, keeper of the secrets. Now I want to go to this. They kidnapped me and put me there. I want to go to, if you look up William Bill Sullivan, Assistant FBI Director, and I thought I had this together here, and I don't, I suppose. Oh, boy, so much for having it together. Here, anyway, you can Google it, William Sullivan. When you Google it, and I had already known some of this when I started wondering about Philip's birth, if they didn't switch the babies, when they brought him back and named him Philip Sullivan, he weighed 12 pounds, and he just does not fit into that family at all. Now then, he's retired, like I said, ATF. But if you Google it, it says FBI assistant director to Hoover. William Sullivan was murdered in a hunting. I'm not sure what it was, murder or they said, 1977, North Carolina. He was accused in the assassination of John F. Kennedy, the Warren Commission cover-up. Okay, so I really wonder if the Philip I grew up with here is related to William Sullivan. If, in fact, it makes me wonder if it was his son. I don't know. I'll say this, when all this was done cryptic, like Elizabeth ended up marrying, she's illegal, she's my cousin, I hate to say, marrying Philip Mountbatten. So you get into a name game timeline and all that. Now then, after I'd done the book and got the letter from the FBI, I was given antifreeze, forced antifreeze, and should have died. It was hell. There's no word for hell but that. I was illegally transported across the state line, and I'll have to say this, Philip helped push me in the car and his wife Nancy, and I love Philip. I do. He was like a brother to me. And my ex-husband, who had suddenly been allowed to take my apartment, illegal as heck, and I've had antifreeze put in me. Lois Pearson was one of them and she, I won't give in background on it. I'm just going to go and say this. Lana Dempsey, Nancy, and Philip, and my ex-husband, while I'm begging with antifreeze in me, and you don't want to see what had just been done to me. It was on Easter, Sunday the 6th of April, all that week. And Dempsey took me across the state line. I'd been told she was my mother, and Philip grew up thinking he was her mother. She was mother of the twins, and she had killed them. Now then, I'm across a state line in that condition, and you want to scream every minute. And I was wondering when I could think if my kids were going to be murdered by John and my ex-husband and all this. I didn't know about being murdered in Windsor till '83. Now then, I went to work for a district attorney, Madison County District Attorney Fred Simpson, Huntsville, Alabama. That's NASA. Okay. I was taken to Moulton, Alabama, about 40 miles from there in '41. Now then, I was living at Warren House Apartments. The word Warren is like the Warren Commission that covered this up. And now then I find out that Bill Sullivan, assistant FBI director, who may be at least kin to Philip I grew up with, and his name, Bill Sullivan, it's on this tape and you go back, it's William Cornelius Sullivan. So you get into all these names that fit in patterns and timelines, and the Warren Commission, like I say, was the cover-up. It would lead back to my kidnapping and JFK and his father, who was ambassador to England then. And Simpson, the district attorney I worked for, was, as in Wallace Warfield Simpson, was supposed to marry my father, which was a lie. She married a double imposter, but they took down my father. And I want to get this one if I can. This was another one of the mind control murders that happened at Tucson, Arizona. This is Mark and Scott. If I'm dropping stuff. This is my sons, Mark and Scott, a long time ago, heirs. This is Gabby Gifford, Tucson, the shootings, and her husband is Mark Kelly, astronaut. His twin is Scott Kelly, astronaut. That'll lead you back to NASA and Huntsville and Moulton and mind control. So I'm going to go now. I don't want to cause Philip any pain, and I don't know, is he? I know he's not my brother. I felt like he was. I don't think he belonged in that family at all. I think he was switched and put there. Just like I was kidnapped, he was and put there. So anyway, be nice if I had my name back, and probably Philip feels the same way. Even he has the last name Sullivan, he doesn't have his family history. So anyway, that's it.